So
Okay.
a year after I'd started the sheriff's office, or a year and a half, I guess, I was out of the sheriff's office. I'd started the
Like
actual lawn business.
not you couldn't raise 5 kids on a sheriff's salary.
Yeah, Paul Harvey, I don't know if you ever heard the story Paul Harvey does. It talks about a law enforcement, what it is. Not
I
only is
think
he
you.
a marriage counselor, it names off about 40 different things, but he's also a magician. Because if you can raise a family of five, a family of 5 kids and a wife on a law enforcement salary, you're an absolute magician.
Yeah, no kidding.
So,
Yeah.
it's one of those things, you always find some kind of side job and side hustle. And, I had the younger brother, David, which younger now, he's in his 40s, but back then, he was high school, middle school, high school, and give him something to do. So we started doing the lawn business, cutting grass. And one thing evolved to another to where we got into the pond business. So
Yeah.
after a while, he
It's
started taking over it, and I was able to do things and just run the business from there. But like I said, it got to the point where we had the employees, had the structure, but I wasn't able to do the things I wanted to do with the business, being cooped up in the office all day at school as a school resource officer.
right. Yeah. So COVID came, got flushed out of the sheriff's office, went all in the business, right? It got hurt the back and everything. But how's it been since? What's life for you like today? With now you're not wearing a uniform. You're truly a full-time entrepreneur. How are things?
Life's good. I don't seem to get to travel as much here lately as I want to. It's like vacationing to the beach, I guess you'd say. I got off into Steve, Rosenberg got me into helping out with the coaching thing. So, I enjoy helping people, so I started doing that, and it's like it limited my beach time. Now I got to go to Houston more than I go to the beach. So, a couple of years ago, it was right after COVID, I think, maybe 2023 or so, I started panhandle ponds down in Florida Panhandle. I was like, hey, I got to have something to do so I can give me an excuse to go to the beach. And all my kids are in college in Pensacola. So I can go down there and visit them. I don't have to say, hey, I want to go see my kids. I can say I got to go do work. But then I get to go have dinner with them, hang out with them. But then I got the business going, and literally, just a website and just word of mouth by people. And we do $500,000 a year in business down there.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And now when you go see the kids, it's a work trip, right? So
yeah, everything is to be written off.
Can't say that. Can we say that on here?
Well, I mean, it's business, isn't it? Business expense.
Right. Yeah. Well, Bubba's known for you guys that are listening, Bubba's known for sending people pictures while he's at the beach of just his toes. Okay. So inside
I've
the
got
coach.
10, Bob. I don't have just 4. I've got 10. You held it up like I only had 4 toes. I got 10.
It do look like a little Fred Flintstone things, though.
I've always been made fun of with short, fat feet, but hey.
I don't know how you get those things in a shoe, but anyway, it's become a thing, and now it takes off. And like other people, whether it was in the contractor fight community or in the Rosenberg group or wherever we've been involved, people now know it's the toes in the water, ass in the sand, or whatever the song is, right? You're doing it, but you make that a priority, right? So you do. I mean, you get there, and you truly are. Well, like, what have you done with your business that's allowed you to be able to go do that? Because we both work with coaching clients who are like all in all day, working 60, 80 hours a week. That for them, the thought of going to the beach is a long way away.
I mean, I used to wear the thing you work 90 hours a week. I wore it as a badge of honor. I worked all this, and at the end, I really didn't have anything to show for it. And I guess it was kind of back when the kids were still young and all that. I got to thinking, do I want to work all this and miss them growing up? I started getting the coaching, getting things in place, getting systems in place where all of a sudden work less, make more. And leveraging people, not so much leveraging in a bad way, but, utilizing people, delegating, trusting that they could do something, as opposed to me having to do everything. So the more I learned to be able to delegate and do that, the more I learned I can go and disappear. It's kind of like, I went off on a cruise shortly before my back went out that same spring. We went on a cruise, and the guys sold over a $60,000 pond. When I got back, they handled everything, sold it, scheduled it, got ready to do it. I mean, they were installing it after I was gone, but it was actually after my back went out when they actually even installed it. But even during that time, I used to hear one of our coaches always said, if you can't step away 3 or 4 days and come back, and everything still not be operating the same without you, you don't have a business, you got a job.